internet connection. So we are being recorded. Once again, good afternoon, and you are welcome to this class. Let me appreciate Honey and Peter for always being supportive. So God bless. Adeleye, I can see you that have joined. It's good, it's good. You can leave your video so that we see you later. Parents, you are also welcome. And so I'll share my screen now. So this is our classroom. You're already familiar, but I'm not happy because no interaction is going on, no discussion, no engagement. So I don't know how often people visit the classroom for one thing or the other. This internet is still not so strong. Okay, so the lecture for today has been uploaded. I'm sure most of us already have you have downloaded it. If not, yes. So that's lecture 3. By now, I will soon, hopefully tomorrow or next, lecture 4 will be uploaded. And so today's lecture is lecture 4. Did I say lecture 4? It should have been lecture 3 actually. I don't know. So there is also this document which we are going to make reference to in the course of the lecture. The previous lecture, the video is now uploaded and the attendance as well. The same thing for the first lecture, so you can review those videos. So let's go to what we have for today, except there is any question you want me to quickly talk about. So our lecture is on organization of large-scale sample surveys. So when we say large scale, I know almost everybody conducts surveys, online surveys, face-to-face survey. We conduct survey at either individual level, organizational level, maybe businesses conducting survey of their customers. I know if you have bank account, sometimes your bank will send you a survey form to know to rate their performance. Sometimes also, if you complain and they address your complaint or whatever, they want to get feedback. So you can have a feedback survey. So whether at the level of individual or at the level of an organization, these are still small-scale survey because these surveys are not national. They don't cover the entire. They don't cover the entire country. So surveys that are national in scope and coverage. They are referred to as the large-scale survey, and they are usually conducted by the national statistical offices like the National Bureau of Statistics. So our discussion today will focus on that kind of survey. Before I continue, how many of you, which national survey are you familiar with? Write it in the chat. Which national survey have you ever encountered, used, or you get that you know about one way or the other? Yes. Is anybody writing? Nobody? Which national survey? Maybe I should write a. Let me put a question and answer. Census. You have to. That is not clear. I'm writing out. Okay. Which national which national survey, not census, I'm not asking for national survey, which national survey or surveys are you familiar with? So that's a question I'm posting to you. Are you able to see it so you can respond? Which national surveys or survey are you familiar with? Can you see the question? Adeleye, are you able to see the question?
No, sir.
You are not talking. So if you want to see the question, are you able to see my screen? Nobody is responding.
Yes, I can see your screen, sir.
Can you see the activity icon? Activities icon.
Yes, sir.
It has a triangle on top, rectangle, and circle at the bottom. Click it and then look for Q&A. Look for question and Q&A. Even if you are using phone, you should be able to see the icon. Are you able to see it?
Yes, I can see it now, sir.
Okay. Who else is
Yes,
struggling
sir.
to see it? Huh?
See it at my phone.
You've seen it on your phone.
No, sir.
I've seen it, sir.
At the gun, that's good. So nobody has responded. So nobody has ever encountered any national survey. That's interesting. Huh?
Sir, I
Surveys
didn't see
on
I didn't
Earth.
see where
What's
to
the
post
name
the
of this?
answers. But I can just respond here. I can respond here.
You want to
Some of
respond
the
on the chat menu?
yeah. Are you
Respond
hearing
on,
me, sir?
you can respond on the chat menu. I mean,
All right. Okay, sir.
if you are having problem, respond using the chat menu. But you should get used to the Google Meet environment very well. So while you are doing that, let's continue with our discussion to save time. So, so in our lecture, our interest is going to be on how large-scale sample surveys are organized. And that organization will start from the planning to the design of the data collection and then the analysis. So the discussion will cover the methodologies that are used in conducting such large-scale surveys, the challenges that are usually faced, and then what is the global best practices. So we are going to discuss all of that. So the key objective of our discussion under this under this topic is: one, you should understand the entire process, the complete process involved in organizing a large-scale sample survey. You should be able to identify the appropriate sampling techniques and data collection method for the different types of surveys that can be conducted on a large scale. Then you should be able to apply basic statistical methods for analyzing survey data and then understand how to disseminate the result of the survey. So those are the key objectives of this class. Just a minute. Sorry, I'm back. So those are the objectives. You should be able to understand the process of organizing large-scale sample survey, the sampling techniques for selecting either households, firms, uh, the sampling units from the population, and then how data are collected, different methods of collecting data from those in the sample. Then you should be able to analyze that kind of survey. There are so many survey data on the National Bureau, the website of National Bureau of Statistics. Most of you need to explore that either for your research work or for any other, even for teaching and everything like that. So the lecture will be in about 4 parts. First, we discuss the fundamental of survey design. 2, we discuss the sampling techniques. 3, we discuss the data collection methods. And 4, we discuss the data analysis and dissemination of a large scale survey. Let's start with the fundamentals of survey design. Let me see those who have responded to my question. Nobody responded. Just a minute, just a minute. Sorry, class, I'm so sorry, but is anybody accepting my apology?
Apology accepted, sir. You're welcome,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you very much. I need a female to accept also.
Accepted, sir.
I'm a
Welcome
female.
back, sir.
Oh, Adeleye Ogbeni, you are a female,
Sir.
sorry. Oh,
Female, sir.
sorry. I need to now begin to know you very well. All of you know me, but maybe I don't know all of you. So, apology for that. Thank you for accepting my apology. I'm actually doing a lot of things simultaneously, but please try to understand. So let's continue this discussion. So I was saying that fundamentals of survey design. So let's discuss that. So when we talk about sample surveys, most of you are familiar with it. Survey is about taking a subset of the population. So instead of enumerating or counting all the members of the population, you take a representative sample or items or individuals from that population. So that's what we call sample surveys. And they are tools in statistical data collection. You can easily do it. Is relatively cheaper compared to you conducting census, and faster also compared to having the complete enumeration. So it's smaller, manageable in terms of number. Those are the relative advantages. So the definition is there. A sample survey is defined as a study that obtains data from a subset of a population to be able to estimate the population attributes. For instance, you talk of poverty surveys about poverty in the country. So is trying to estimate the poverty indices, for a number of reasons, maybe to be able to intervene, provide palliatives like we've been hearing in Nigeria for some time. So this could be reasons for doing the survey. So the surveys are generally cost effective, more efficient in terms of its operation compared to large population, particularly if you have large populations. So we can compare sample surveys versus census. The other time, my friend Joseph was listing census. So sample surveys, they are different from census or censuses. So surveys are subset, while censuses are complete enumeration. So surveys are less expensive, they are quicker, but they might not cover as much detail, or they are not exhaustive as far compared with censuses. So when you look at surveys versus administrative data collection, surveys are designed for statistical inference, so they can allow you to speak about the larger group based on information obtained from the smaller group. That is inference. When you speak about the whole Nigeria based on sample or information you obtain from maybe few thousands or individual. So you are drawing inference. So, but administrative data, they are collected. They don't follow any statistical design. So they are product of day-to-day activities of government. So you can have administrative data like budget data, federal allocation to states, to states and local government. So these are administrative data, you know. So usually they are product of the business, the running of government activities. So if we are to plan a survey, that's planning a survey, there are quite a number of steps that are involved to plan large scale surveys that will cover that nation. So you need to plan to be able to ensure you have valid, reliable, and useful data. So the starting point is to define the objectives of the survey. So you have to articulate what you want to achieve with the survey. So the objective should be specific using the SMART acronym: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That is very important in defining your objectives of the survey. So what are you, what is the specific objective? You know, what is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it relevant? And when are you going to start and complete the survey? Then you have to choose a population and a sampling frame. Are you looking for instance, we have labor force survey. Labor force survey. I hope you can listen to this. There was this thing sent to me yesterday. Let me look at it. So NBS launched, where is it? Oh. It's important, and I wanted to share it, I forgot. I should get it too. Okay, yes. So this is it. Can you hear the sound? Can you hear the sound? You can't hear
No,
this.
sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so what I will do is I will forward it to our group right away. Then you will quickly watch it and tell me the survey they launch. So where is our group? Can you quickly watch it now? Are you able to watch it? But I can still, even if it's the picture that you see, I can still show it.
This exercise, which was conducted successfully across the 36 states of representation at FCT, collected comprehensive data on the causes, characteristics, nature, and extent of child labor and forced labor in Nigeria, using the best and most appropriate methodology for the implementation of this survey. According to the 2020 global estimates, 160 million children are in child labor, accounting for about 1 in 10 children globally, while there are 27.6 million people in forced labor.
Yes, are you able to follow? Nobody's responding. Hello, are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
You are the only one with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I wanted you to, you have to look for those reports. I think they should be available online. But from the short video clip that you watch, so what are the two surveys discussed or launched? What are the two surveys?
The Nigeria Child Labor Survey and also the Nigeria Forced Labor Survey, sir.
Excellent. Nigeria Child Labor for which year?
2022.
For
2022.
For 2022. So that's an example of a large-scale survey. So you need to download that report. You need to download that report. That's why I think I muted. You should maybe you go to the NBS website, download that report, and try to know the objective of each of those reports, the population. So, for instance, the labor force survey is not going to be for everybody. No. For child labor survey, you need to, who are likely going to be the, what will be the population? What do you think? What is the population? How is the population going to be defined? Child labor survey. Yes, who is talking? Do I call somebody? Nobody. How is child labor survey population going to be defined? Jeremiah, are you a child? Jeremiah, Adura Bemi, are you in the class? Oluwaseun, are you in the class? Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If they are conducting,
Hello, sir.
yes. Who is talking? Who wants to talk? Quickly, we don't have time. Nobody wants to talk, so I will continue. So,
Hello, sir.
hello, yes.
Yes, sir. If they are conducting child labor survey, I think they
Yes.
will consider the population will include the children, like
Exactly.
from ages 5 to like 17. That is below
Exactly. So
18.
it has to be below 18. So
Yes, sir.
anybody, none of us here will be considered
Will be
as a
among.
child. So
Yes,
we won't be
yes,
in that population.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Will be. So so the population is well defined. No, if we are considering for labor, first labor too. No, so you look at the report to be able to know how the population is defined, how the sample uh, were drawn, how they form the sample frame. No, you all know what sampling frame is. Is the list of the items or people, if you are dealing with people that form the population. How did they draw the sample? So then what method were used to draw the sample? So we are going to look at some of those methods, whether random, whether stratified, whether cluster, Then the questionnaire design. These are things that will go into planning your survey, large-scale survey. And these are the steps they will follow. NBS will follow in planning the survey. So it is very important that you have you have clear objectives for you to be able to do a thorough planning. So your questionnaire too must be carefully designed. So your objectives must be well defined, and then you must be able to select appropriate sampling method. So what are these major sampling techniques that are used in large scale survey? Usually it can be simple random sampling. You are all familiar with it, where every member of the population is given equal chance of being selected. But you must have a sampling frame. So before you can use simple random sampling. So the population must be every item, every person, every individual in the population must be listed. So So it's a very straightforward, but it's free of bias. Simple random is free of bias because everybody is given equal chance. But the challenge with it is that if the population is very large, like when you are conducting national survey, it may be impractical to say you want to list all of them. So to say you want, there is no place where you have the list of all Nigerian children. There is no place where you have the list of all Nigerian fathers or mothers or labor or those in labor force or not. So it may be very difficult to just adopt simple random sampling. But when you look at the report of those large-scale survey, they will tell you how the samples were drawn, and we are going to look at example. I think I uploaded one particular survey, for instance. Yes, for this class, there is this survey which I've actually uploaded. This is the Nigeria First Labor Survey. I deliberately downloaded it for this discussion. So it is the one that you watch the video clip. Well, so this is the report of that. So in this report, you will see in the annex the survey methodology. So households were the primary sampling unit. So and what the definition is there. Let's look at the definition of forced labor. These are forced. Yeah. So let's look at where is the definition. So these are the objectives of the survey. These are the specific objectives of the survey: to assess the prevalence of forced labor among the adult population. So, the population is adult population. So children will not be part of this. So to also contribute to Nigeria's commitment to SDG target 8.7, which is to eradicate forced labor, to produce, present, and disseminate to all stakeholders. So those are the objectives of that survey. So you can, by definition, forced labor is defined as according to ILO, International Labour Organization. So it means all work or service which is exacted from any person under the menace of any penalty, and for which the said person has not offered himself voluntarily. That's the definition of forced labor. Can you give me example of a forced labor going by this definition? Who is going to talk there? It's only Oluwaseun that is in. Is it only Oluwaseun? Only who has been contributing since? Yes, Who is going to tell me, give me example of forced labor, going by that definition? Perez, you are not talking. Perez, Fautu, you are not talking. Adeleye has been talking. Adeleye has been talking, but you can talk, Adeleye, if you are able to talk. Ese, you seem to be too quiet. Give me a typical example of labor, forced labor, going by this definition. Going by this definition, all work or service which is exacted from any person under the means of any penalty and for which the said person has not offered himself voluntarily. When you force somebody to work,
Like prisoners.
prisoners, they are suffering from crime, well, for committing crime. No, that's
Okay.
yes, yes. Oh yeah, yeah. Think.
Slavery, like the olden days when
Slavery, when you those housemaid, you know, uh, maybe a father giving away the child to go and do. The child is, or the daughter or the is not the one that is getting paid. You see many people going to Libya, going to sometimes the one working is not the one that is getting the money. So that's forced labor. There are many of you too. You have housemaid, they are mature housemaid, but when you pay their salary, the money goes somewhere else. So this describes situation in which individuals are coerced to work through the use of violence or intimidation. You see that also with these militants, Boko Haram, and so on. So forcing people using uh, coercion uh, to make people to work or accept a job, you know, without their voluntary, without some. No, it's not from their personal interest. So you know why we are here. We are here because I'm trying to use that survey to explain some of the issues here. Then the other thing is looking at this, how was the survey, what method was used? So if we go down now, you will see in the annex, I think in the annex, oh wow. In the annex, I don't know why. Let me open it from my let me open it from Okay, so you can scroll down to the appendix where you will see, okay, this is the questionnaire. Excellent. So this is the questionnaire they use, but before we come to that, so you will see here the scope and coverage. So actually, this one is a household-based survey, and the target population comprises households and individuals 18 years of age and older within the household. So it was conducted as a module. Now, how many samples were taken? A total of 16,650 households were drawn from 1,110 enumeration areas distributed across Nigeria, 36 and Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. So that's the coverage. And you know those who are members of the population. Then you have the questionnaire and the various sections of the questionnaire, the section on identification, household roster and demographics, then aspect on education, forms of work, hazardous work, household task, forced labor, housing. Then here you talk about the sampling design and the implementation. So the sampling design is discussed here. So they use they use the master sample design for the National Integrated Survey of Households. So, and that was developed by NBS. And then, yeah, so let me look at they call it the integrated survey of household is what they call niche. So, and they use the niche sample design, which is a two-stage, sampling techniques. So the primary sampling units, they are the EAs, and then the household, they are the secondary sampling units. That's the second stage. So the EAs will be selected, and then within the EAs, the households will now be selected. So there are 200 EAs into 20 replicates. So the sample size were calculated using formula. I will still talk about that. Then the sampling design. So everything about the way the survey was planned, you can see everything discussed here. And then, of course, you see the survey instrument, which you can also adopt if, for instance, you want to do your own forced labor within a small community or within a city or any geographical area, your community, you can adopt this one. So, which means you select the household. So instead of making your own as a survey, it can be, you can cover the household within your community. So you don't need to take sample. So you can have a complete census of your own community. Any question on this? Any question? So you can use stratified sampling. Stratified sampling requires that you divide the population into subgroups, which are called strata. So you select within each stratum randomly. You could also use cluster sampling, in which case you divide the population into clusters. So in the case of Nigeria Forced Labor Survey, they actually used the cluster sampling. So the clusters were the EAs. The clusters were the EAs, and then so they selected among the EAs. Systematic sampling, yes. So in this case, you select at regular interval. Maybe you select an household every 10th household. So if you select the first household, the next one will be the 10th household. The next one will be the 20th household. So at regular, constant interval, you select household that fall into that number. So that is systematic sampling. One issue that normally arises is how much sample should you select, whether for small scale survey or for large scale survey. Issue of sampling is usually sample size is usually important. So how much sample should you select? There are three major factors that determine the sample size. One is the margin of error. Then two is the confidence level. And three is the population variability, which is measured in terms of the population standard deviation. So you must decide the margin of error you want to tolerate. In this study, for instance, the margin of error is stated. So whoever is conducting the survey will have to decide what should be the margin of error. So that is discussed under the sample size, how the sample size was determined. So, and you will see the standard error, the sample size of the survey was designed to provide estimate for the prevalence of the child labor with standard error of about 1%. So that's the formula used to get the standard error. So, so you need to decide what should be the margin of error. In this case, the margin of error is set at 95%. Confidence, the level of confidence assumed is 95% rather. So the level of confidence is 95%. So the population standard deviation, well, is not known, but I think they assume that is known and is constant. So those are the requirements. So those are the three major factors affecting sample size, and they will now be used to calculate this formula. So the formula you see here is the formula for determining the sample size for random sampling. Z is the standard score, which you know you get from the normal table. So that depends on your confidence level. So if the confidence level is 95%, for instance, then it means your alpha level is 5% or 0.05, and that will give your Z to be 1.96. So which you can get from the table, and Z square times this proportion is the population proportion, which is the major parameter of interest. So, and is the proportion of an attribute that is present in the population. So that proportion can be assumed. That could be the proportion of those that are in forced labor in that population. So that could be from previous survey, or that could be from any study. They can get that. So the margin of error, you decide that, and then you can be able to compute this and get the appropriate sample size. So after you've gotten the sample, you know the sample you want to select. Any question? Any question? No question. This class, they don't ask questions. They always know everything. That's good. Next is to now collect the data. Now you have selected the household, or you have selected the individual that you want to collect information from. So you can use face-to-face interview, you can use telephone interview, you can use mail survey, and you can use online survey. What kind of, how was the, in this survey, let's see how they collected the data. So they actually use face-to-face because they deploy people to the field, but they use, so the questionnaire was programmed using sensors and survey processing system software and CAPI. CAPI is a major data capturing tool. So you can Google for that. Just Google for CAPI. It's a popular, it's a major, yes, computer assisted personal interview is a data collection tool. So, and is used for face-to-face data collection method, in which the interviewer uses a tablet. Instead of carrying paper, with CAPA, you carry a tablet, a mobile phone, or maybe a computer laptop to record answers given in the interview. So it's not the respondent that will be writing down or putting down his responses. It is the enumerator that will ask the respondent, what's your name? No. So, and then it is the interviewer that will capture the responses on the computer assisted personal interview that tool, that app. So learn more about CAPI. All these things are things you should know, because at master's level, you can be a consultant. You can be invited to either to serve as a trainer. You can also be invited as a supervisor of large-scale survey. You can also be in an organization that will be conducting, or you find yourself even in MBS as a staff, working with the National Statistical Office, or working with the state statistical offices, or working with, so you should be you should develop, capacity to be able to undertake a large scale survey, manage it, plan it, administer it, and get start from the start to the end. So I've been involved in many of that over the years. For instance, we did large firm manufacturing industries in Lagos State. We cover all manufacturing industries in Lagos State, all hotels in Lagos State. We call them large scale, large services industries. They are service providers. So you should be able to do that. I think we have also been able to, at the national level, even for central bank, we were able to do a national survey on remittances. So it's not just you having masters in analytics or masters. You should be able to participate in national surveys, even plan it, execute it, from the start to the end. So you have to get used to, you have to read major surveys like this, understand how they organize. So all of you will read this. That's a major assignment for you. You are going to review this report. We have not even talked about the analysis yet. So you can see some analysis are presented. So it's not just for you to collect data. You can see analysis that have been done. So you will see from here, summary of estimates of adults in forced labor. In the study, you have total of, this is the male, total male, in the forced labor. So 73%, they are male, and 26.9% are female. That's gender. 43.8% they are in the urban. So most of the most of those in forced labor, they are in the rural area. And when you look at their age group, they are mostly between 18 and 29. So you should be able to read this type of table. You should also be able to interpret the table correctly, right? No, I'm not sure they give any interpretation here, but at least this is summary. So from the headline figures, you can see this is the number of people who are in labor force in their current job in 2022. They are doing jobs that they themselves did not choose to do. They are being forced to do. So one major indicator here is that about 5% out of every 5 people out of every 1,000 were in forced labor in Nigeria in 2022. So 41% of people in forced labor in their current job are found in agricultural sector. So majority of those doing forced labor, they are used in the farm. And 32.8% are in the service sector, maybe hotels, and so on, doing ashewo and so on. So that's very important. So you should read so many survey reports. The child labor one, you should download it and also study how the survey was planned. Then the last part is actually about the analysis and dissemination, and I've taken you can see in the analysis the basic statistical techniques that are used, not so technical. The analysis are just very simple. Descriptive statistics most often, the average, the total, the percentages. So those are using charts, visualization, and so on. So that those are the way the analysis are done. So cross tabulation is there, inference statistics, no hypothesis, no regression as such, but it can be done. For you now, who for you as an advanced researcher, so you should be able to now do more rigorous analysis. If you collect the primary data, then you can do a lot of analysis involving regression, hypothesis testing, confidence interval. So you will also need to download the primary data, the data. I hope they will publish it, but you can write. You are going to do a lot of things in this course, only that time may not permit us. So use of software tools, most times let me see if we can even get the data. NPS, Nigeria, stats, yes. Okay. Let's see, forced labor. Oh. Nigeria forced labor survey. Nigeria forced labor survey 2022. We can search. So this is it. In fact, about 152 have downloaded it. So uploaded, it was uploaded April 18, about few days ago, Thursday, last week or so. Let me see. So you have to download your own too. Download. So if you download, you can also I think you should be able to have access to the data. Let's say we go to this open data gallery. This so we don't have time, but you can take time to navigate through this website so that you'll be able to download the original data. And if you cannot download, you should be able to contact those in charge to give you access. So there, you have a lot of data here actually. You can, so this, so you have a lot of data here. Most of you will be complaining you don't have data. If you come here, you know, so many data that you can play around with. So let me leave it to you. Let me leave it to you. So now, after you have analyzed, of course, you need to specialize in basic software, statistical software, SPSS. Most of you cannot analyze survey data. You need to be able to, you need to develop your capacity in this area. Starter, R. These are popular software for conducting sophisticated data analysis. I have Starter, for instance. This is Starter 18. How many of you can use a Starter? Whoa. Nobody is responding. How many of you can use Starter? Nobody is responding in this classroom.
I
Let's
can't.
see.
For me, sir, I can't. I've never used it, sir.
So you need to, here now, these are all that you can do, all the statistics you can do, you know, which include, it's a very rich software, you know. Then you can see this survey data analysis here. You're supposed to know how to do all this kind of analysis of survey data. So you have a lot to learn. And not much can be taught in the class. You need to get that fact very well. So anyway, I'm just exposing all these things to you to prepare you for the job market. So after you have analyzed, there must be dissemination. Dissemination is the final step as far as the process, you know, as far as the process is involved. So you should know the best practices for presenting survey results, which must be clear and concise. You looking at those examples, tables, graphs, infographics that will make people to understand and retain whatever you are trying to share. You should also be aware of ethical considerations when it comes to reporting. So, confidentiality. There are individuals who have given them information. You will see in the report, no individual, no personalized information is provided. So maybe your sister or your brother was interviewed. You won't see the name here. So that's what we mean by confidentiality. So, so there are ethical issues that you need to take into consideration. So I have group activities here for you. One is that one group we analyze the survey design and methodology for the National Demographic Household Survey for 2008. You can download that also from the NBS website. Understand. So the objective is to enable you to understand and evaluate the methodologies used in the 2008 National Demographic Household Survey. So the group, form your group yourself, and then these are the tasks. Then there will be a discussion and presentation. Another group using the same 2008 National Demographic Household Survey. I have it, I've downloaded it myself. I think, yeah, I think I have it, if I'm correct. Oh. Okay, maybe we should use the Nigeria Forced Labor Survey instead. So let's use the Nigeria Forced Labor Survey instead of the 2008 National Demographic Household Survey. So group 2 will look at the role of international partnerships. Who are the international organizations that supported? This one that we just look at, you will see those who supported them. Most of these things are actually, they are actually donor driven. You will see the organization that supported them. One of them is the International Labour Organization. So I think they funded this survey. So, but they usually do that in collaboration with the National Statistics Office. So you should know the partners. Maybe in some other report, they will give you the name of the partners. Yes. So the other thing which you will do, there will be another group. So there will be 5 groups. I don't know if you can be up to that. So another group on data analysis and interpretation. Then another, the questions are tailored towards the 2008 national. So let's still retain it as 2008 National Demographic Household Survey. So don't change it because the questions are tailored towards that. So choose your group and work on that. And finally, we have the multiple choice questions just to test your understanding of the issues under this topic. Organization of large-scale sample survey. So that's the end of the lecture. Any question? Any question?
Sir, good afternoon, sir. The multiple choice question given to us,
Yes.
I believe it will be sent the way they normally send it via our email, so we'll be able to answer it.
Yeah, only we assist on that. She's
Okay.
always.
And as regard the grouping,
Yes.
for EFS that we are offering this course, we are not up to 5 groups, because I think if we will be 2 per group, then we can be up to that, because I think we are only 11 or 12 or so. If it is 2, that would be better, sir.
No problem. You can even have one man group or one woman group.
Okay, no problem.
But what matters is that if you can't get somebody to work with, or I have not even given you the number of people that can make up a group. So
I'm just telling you the total population of EFS.
I'm also telling you that to me it doesn't matter. So
okay, sir.
If you form your group, if 3 of you are in that group, choose any of the group, any of the
group activities
and work on that. So, but
all right,
no,
it
doesn't mean that all of them. Like next year we can have more students. Yes.
All right, sir. As regards starters, sir.
Yes.
I think we don't have access to, except if we can crack it. We don't have access to it like SPSS online by downloading and install it.
Yes, I'm also not financially buoyant. I paid for my own, so you can also pay to get your own. You have to invest in your life.
Of course, I understand. I'm just telling you the reason why many of us don't have access to it.
Yeah, if you want to, you have to invest. I'm telling you many things you need to learn. But what you don't know is that one day you will get a job that will pay all your expenses over the years, and you will even, you will recover whatever cost you have incurred.
I believe that, sir.
So,
thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other comment, question, contributions? Adeleye Ogbeni, are you still there?
I'm here, sir.
Any
I'm
question?
with you, sir.
Okay. So fabulous. How about you, Akande?
I'm the one that I just spoke now.
Okay, I thought it's Bolanle.
No. Bolanle is a female.
Bolanle, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What do you have to say?
I don't think we have this material.
I don't think
we have this material for this class. For today's lecture.
Is already uploaded. Is it true, everybody? Have you been added?
It's on the lecture.
It has been uploaded, sir. It's on the classroom.
It's on the classroom.
No problem, sir.
It's on the classroom. So in the classroom, I have about 13 people. But in the lecture, I think I have around, if I remove myself and Peter and co, maybe 10 or 9. Okay, so if there are no more questions, hope to see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.